Hi everyone, welcome to Darlene's Creative Studio. Recently I created these little mini travel notebooks. They are on my Etsy shop, and what they are cards and envelopes that I created little booklets. They have white thick card paper in them with some craft. Some of them have craft on the inside, but what they were for, and it comes with a little envelope that you can mail out. I originally started these, I made them up for my grandkids, and they had just started school, a new grade, and we were in Florida for a couple of months, I wrote to them and put in a whole bunch of questions that they in turn answered, colored the notebook, dressed it all up, and mailed it to me in Florida so that we could keep in touch while we were away for 3 months. And then when I joined some of the Facebook groups, Junk Journal Canada and Junk Journal Junkies, I received some pen pals, and I did the same thing. I sent each of my pen pals a little book with a whole bunch of questions so that we could get to know each other. So once they filled out the questions and decorated the book a little bit, they actually mailed it back to me, and I had something that had got to know them. I had all the questions and answers, and I put their address on the back, and then I knew a little bit of information about my pen pals. So I had created these for something simple to take along with you. When you go on a trip, you can fill them all out when you're on your trip, put them in the envelope, and mail them while you're on the trip so that when you get home you have a little souvenir of your vacation. So I had these on my Etsy shop, and then last night I was putting together an ephemera pack, an ephemera swap for Junk Journals Canada, and I was grabbing all of my Ziploc baggies. I just cleaned up my scrap bin, so this has all my digital little printouts, and I have a little scrap paper Ziploc baggie with all different kinds of music paper and lined paper, vellum patterns that I printed out, map pages, and there's all kinds of things that I have, all kinds of little scrap pieces. And I was going through these, putting together my package for my swap, and then I thought, why not take my little mini traveler's notebooks and create something a little more for them. So I'm going to use the same booklets. I'm going to take those booklets. I'm going to keep the envelope with the package so that once you're finished decorating it, you can mail it home to yourself, and you'll get a nice postage stamp from wherever you were. So what I've done is I've taken the little notebook, which is at the back here. So it's the same little notebook. And then I've taken another note card. I'm just going to slide this one out. And what I've done in this one is I've added a little elastic, and I've just added some scrap pieces of paper into this little notebook, and they just slide out. They're not sewn in. They're just tacked in there with the elastic. There's cardstock and lined paper. This is vellum with a pattern on it. So I've just taken some of the scraps and I've actually put them inside the elastic. So they're just folded in there. And then I've taken 2 of my envelopes from the card sets, and I've glued them together just like I do for my travel journals, and I've just made the spine a little wider, gave it a little bit of a gap so that these can slide in nicely. I just take the front cover of the sample booklet, slide it into the first side of the envelope. Then I take my little traveler's notebook, which you can decorate with the samples and some of your own, and you just slide that into the back portion of the envelopes. I can get in there, there we go, like that. So you have a little cover, and I'm going to include the envelope as well, and these will be the new sets on my Etsy shop. So you can order one of these and take it on a vacation with you. Use some of the scrapbooks, pieces that are in there. There's even like a little paper bag in there, and then you can use the little booklet and decorate it. Put some of your souvenirs, receipts, whatever you like, information right in it. Put it in the envelope and mail it back to yourself. So when you get home, you have your souvenir of your travels. So I'm just going to vamp up the little notebooks that are on my Etsy shop right now and add the little sample booklets as well. So it'll now look like this on my Etsy shop instead of just the plain little notebooks. So that's just a quick way of using up some of the scraps. I may even add some additional of some of the digitals. Just throw some loose ones in there as well that you can use to vamp up your little travel notebook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And thanks for watching, and hope you subscribe to my channel.